The New Sheriff in Town, a tale of justice in suburbia. The summer sun blazed over my new driveway as I unloaded groceries from my SUV, the bags heavy with the promise of a quiet weekend. I'd just grabbed the last one: chips, soda, steaks for the grill when a kid, maybe 19, stormed up, his preppy collared shirt screaming entitlement. "Hey you, hand over that food and get out of here," he spat, snatching the bag from my hand. His words were laced with racial venom, the kind that stings deep. Little did Ethan Caldwell know, as he stood there smirking in front of my doorbell camera, that he'd just insulted James Carter, the new county sheriff. Within hours, federal agents would swarm his family's pristine backyard, and the empire his mother, Linda Caldwell, had built would crumble. This is the story of how justice came to Willow Creek, and it's one you won't forget. 2 weeks earlier, I'd been digging into Willow Creek's history while my daughter, Mia, practiced her coding projects in the next room. The records were chilling. This affluent suburb was a former sundown town, where black families like mine were once barred after dark. The irony wasn't lost on me, a black man stepping into the role of sheriff in a place like this. I kept my identity quiet during my 30-day probation, letting the neighborhood show its true colors. My late wife, Rachel, would have called it poetic justice. The moving truck had barely left 212 Oak Lane when I noticed curtains twitching, phones angled my way. My body camera, discreetly clipped to my shirt, recorded it all as I carried boxes under the scorching sun. That's when Ethan strutted out of the colonial mansion across the street, phone in hand, red recording light flashing. "Yo, delivery guy, service entrance is around back," he shouted, loud enough for his live stream to catch. The assumption that I, a black man, couldn't possibly belong here said everything about the Caldwells. "Hand over the food," Ethan sneered, stepping closer. "We're having a pool party, and my friends need it. Drop it off and leave." His entitlement made my pulse race, but years of law enforcement taught me to stay calm. My doorbell camera's blue light blinked, capturing every word. "This is my food," I said evenly, "and my house. I'm James Carter, your new neighbor." Ethan's face froze, confusion cracking his bravado. Behind him, a woman in a crisp tennis outfit hurried over. "Linda Caldwell, HOA president," her smile as fake as her apology. "Oh, Ethan, stop. I'm so sorry, Mr. Carter. We're thrilled to have you." Her eyes lingered on my SUV, the groceries, signs of wealth that didn't fit her narrative. Ethan wasn't done. "Mom, he's probably delivering for the Wilsons. Look at him, what are the odds he lives here?" The words hung heavy, and Linda paled, realizing her son's live stream had just broadcast a hate crime. I held up my house key for the camera. "The odds are 100%. I bought this place last month." Silence followed, broken only by Ethan's phone pinging as his viewers erupted. Linda's mind raced, calculating damage control, but Ethan whispered, "We won't let him stay, Mom. This place has standards." My body camera caught it all. That night, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "We know who you are. 72 hours to leave, or it gets ugly." Attached were photos of Mia at school and Rachel's grave. I forwarded them to my FBI contact, smiling coldly. They just threatened a federal consultant. Game on. 3 days later, a thick HOA notice arrived, listing absurd violations. Grass too long by half an inch. My SUV parked slightly off angle. Even Rachel's favorite jazz album playing softly, labeled a noise disturbance. Linda's precision was almost admirable, but city records revealed her pattern. She'd driven out 3 black families with similar tactics. The Thompsons were fined for their kids' bikes, the Harrisons for non-compliant curtains, the Garcias for ethnic cooking odors. Each left, broken by her relentless harassment. Mia burst in that evening, laptop open. "Dad, Ethan's been posting about us on social media. It's bad." Her cybersecurity teacher, Mrs. Larson, helped trace Ethan's digital trail videos bragging about keeping Willow Creek pure, with 50,000 followers. He'd been casing homes, posting about property values while building a federal case file. Unbeknownst to him, I'd been investigating his mother's network for 6 months as an FBI consultant on hate crimes. Linda was a regional coordinator for a group called the Patriot Alliance, using HOAs to enforce segregation nationwide. Mr. Wilson, an 80-year-old veteran next door, handed me a folder of recordings he'd made through his fence. "Linda plotting with HOA board members to target minorities. I've been waiting for someone like you," he said, his voice steady. An anonymous email later revealed Linda's embezzlement of HOA funds, funneled to private investigators and surveillance gear disguised as landscaping. Mia's analysis showed Ethan breaking into homes to plant evidence for HOA violations, caught on deleted security footage. The investigation exploded when Detective Harris called late one night. "Sheriff, this isn't just local. Linda's running a decade-old network using HOAs as fronts for discrimination. The FBI was tracking money laundering, supremacist ties, and a segregation campaign spanning 8 states. Every move Linda made, every threat, every email was monitored." Monday night, Ethan and his crew spray-painted my garage with slurs, live-streaming it with hashtags like "cleaning the hood." A baggie of white powder fell from his pocket, broadcast to thousands. I recorded from my window, building a case prosecutors would love. Mrs. Liu, a neighbor harassed for her Chinese New Year gatherings, shared meticulous records of Linda's selective enforcement. Mia's teacher traced a deepfake video of me threatening neighbors back to Ethan's computer. Then my sheriff's cruiser was vandalized at the station. Security footage showed figures with Ethan's swagger and Linda's posture. A petition with 200 fake signatures demanded my firing, orchestrated by Linda for maximum media impact. My badge was taken, my gun secured, and news cameras captured my disgrace. But as a private citizen, I was free to act. Friday morning, Linda stood at my door, clipboard in hand, ready to issue more violations. I held up my sheriff's badge. "Mrs. Caldwell, let's discuss your behavior and its impact on federal law." Her face drained of color, but she recovered fast. "If I'd known, Sheriff, this misunderstanding could have been avoided. It was too late." The Patriot Alliance was under FBI surveillance, and Linda's financial records tied her to millions in laundered funds. Neighbors flooded a community Facebook group with evidence of her harassment, and Mia's Bitcoin analysis linked her to supremacist payouts. The turning point came when hackers hijacked Ethan's livestream, airing a compilation of his hate-filled rants. Exposing hate trended as his followers vanished. Then, a bombshell. Rachel's cancer treatment delays were deliberate, orchestrated by Linda's network to silence me. My wife's death was murder, a warning to investigators like me. Operation Liberty Dawn launched Monday, with raids on 23 HOAs across 8 states. Linda barricaded herself, shredding documents, but agents cut power and arrested her for conspiracy, racketeering, and terrorism. Ethan live-streamed his arrest, ranting about heritage as evidence piled up. Garbage from their home revealed plans for Phase 2, a violent escalation of their campaign. 3 cold case missing persons files linked to the Patriot Alliance suggested darker crimes. Linda's laptop held records of every family she'd driven out, a manual for discrimination. Mia's viral TikTok about our ordeal sparked a movement, with victims nationwide sharing stories. The Caldwell's fall was complete. Linda got 25 years, Ethan 15, their social standing erased. Willow Creek transformed, with Mrs. Liu as HOA president and the Thompsons back in Ethan's old pool. 6 months later, I sat on my porch, jazz playing softly. Mia earned an MIT scholarship, and I started dating Dr. Emily Tran, the prosecutor who led the raids. Willow Creek became a model of inclusion, with property values soaring. Mr. Wilson tended Rachel's garden, and I took a new case in Phoenix, where another HOA tyrant awaited justice. Justice wasn't just served, it reshaped a nation, one suburb at a time. What do you think about this story of confronting hatred and injustice? Have you faced discrimination or seen it in your community? Share your thoughts below. Do you believe patience and evidence can triumph over violence and prejudice, or is there another way? Let's debate and make our voices heard.